Back when I was in intermediate school, so that would be elementary for Americans, I had a popping social life. Every single day I would go to school, I would be so happy because the amount of friends I had, the amount of like genuine friendships I had in intermediate school, it was so fun to be there, right? We would play sports every lunch break. We would just fucking have a really good time, right? I loved being at school just because of the sense of community I had. And this was when I was like 12 or 13 years old, right? And it just felt like life was just fucking amazing, right? I was just winning in all aspects of life. My social life, fucking amazing. My studies, I was popping off. And I would literally just be in my true nature. Like, I was loud. I was like laughing everywhere. I was just so loud and sociable. I was not quiet in the slightest, right? But then, as soon as intermediate ended, I heard from my mum that we were moving. And then my heart dropped out of my chest because I knew that if I were to move areas, I would have to make friends completely from scratch again. And I didn't want to do that. I got so sad at that time because I knew that I would lose all the friends I had in intermediate school, and I didn't want that. But it happened anyways. I moved areas into a new school, and I had to make friends completely from scratch again. The high school I went to, it was a lot more hoary, as the New Zealanders would call it. Well, pretty much it just means what the fuck is the word? Ghetto? Gang related? Whatever, right? You get the point. And as soon as I entered high school, bro, I was the complete opposite person as I was in intermediate. Right? I was quiet, I was shy, I was introverted. I didn't want to socialize with anyone because I felt so out of place there. I felt so scared there. But then obviously I did end up making friends, but it still felt like something was missing. It still felt like I was missing a massive part of something that created the sense of community that I had back in intermediate. And it was just a lack of a proper friend group. And again, nothing against those guys. Those guys are awesome people, right? But it just still felt like something was missing from my social life that I had once in intermediate, but now it was gone, right? That sense of community was simply gone. And this is what happened when high school actually ended. And I ended up in the worst position of my life. I lost all my friends. I didn't speak to anyone. So pretty much I moved again, right? I moved for the third time. And this time, I was in the middle of fucking nowhere, and I was out of school. I had no social place. I lost all my friends, and I was in the fucking loneliest point of my life, bro. It sucked. It sucked being in this point. I was literally begging God to just, better my social life because of how lonely I was feeling. And during this time, like, all I was thinking of was back at my intermediate days and how much better life was back then. And I just wanted to replicate that. I just wanted to replicate that social life I once had with those guys. And that's when I took matters into my own hands. So I actually tried forming a new group in university, because at this time I was in university, and I tried forming a group with a new group of friends. But again, it just felt like something was missing again, and something just still felt so off. Like I just hadn't have found my group of people just yet, and I still felt lonely. And then all the way up until just about last year is when I actually met this person called James, and this was at the gym, right? He walked up to me and complimented my water bottle, and after that, bro, we just hit it off. We became amazing friends because we're just super compatible with each other, and it was just awesome. And I ended up finding that one friend, and then right after that, bro, I've met, like, pretty much right after that, it just fucking compounded, and I met several other awesome people at the gym as well, just because I became a lot more social because I met that one friend, and that one friend brought me out of this rut that I was in before. Because back in intermediate school, the reason why I was so loud, the reason I was so, like, jolly and happy, was because I had friends to bring me out of that quiet, shitty, state I was in. I had friends that did that for me. And in high school, I had no one who did that. In university, I had no one who did that. But as soon as I met James, bro, I was back into that state. And that allowed me to attract a whole bunch of new people towards me. So yeah, man, it's safe to say, like, I'm not lonely anymore, right? And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest. The answer is always the same. If you want a proper friend group, if you want that friend group that you love hanging around with, that friend group for life, bro, the answer is always the same. And it's simply just talk to more people. And people just love to ask, where? Where do I speak to people, bro? Honestly, anywhere, right? You can make friends anywhere, but, for me, my bestest place to actually start making some friends is at the hobby you like to do. It just makes sense, right? I liked going to the gym. I made some really good friends at the gym. It makes sense, right? If you like reading books, you might, I don't know, find some friends at the bookstore or something. But like seriously, just you can find friends anywhere. But the places that the places that you usually go to, school, work, the gym, wherever there's wherever there's people, you can make friends anywhere. So that's not an excuse that you should be having. I'm gonna just be completely honest, bro. That's not an excuse of, where to find people, because you're simply coping at that point. Let's be real. Before actually going up and just speaking to anyone, though, what I like to do personally is do what I like to call a scouting analysis. So I'm pretty sure all girls do this, but I've kind of like raxed. Why did I just say rax? That's like such a New Zealand term. I pretty much just stole their mythology of, going up and speaking to new people. Pretty much, bro. I don't speak to just anyone. I like to scout out the people around me first and see if I think that they could be a good person that I could potentially be friends with, if that makes any sense at all. So let's, for example, I'm in the gym and I want to speak to some new people. I want to meet some new guys. If if I'm just like scouting around, I'm usually scouting for someone who's walking with pretty good body language, because I probably wouldn't want to be friends with someone who's got crappy body language, if I'm being completely honest. So that's like one way. Another way is like, I'm scouting and they're super sociable, they're like talking to everyone. Obviously that's someone I want to be friends with. They're, if I see that they take good care of their appearance and stuff, that's someone I want to hang around with. I like to do this with pretty much everyone. And it works really well. It just increases the chances of being compatible with that person. And this is called a scouting analysis. I just made it up myself. But you don't really have to do this if you don't want to. You can just speak to anyone. But honestly, this does higher the chances of the compatibility between you two. Obviously, this won't work all the time. Obviously, they can still be a fucking dickhead. You still might not like them. Or, you can find someone who has, can be the opposite effect, where this guy might have crappy body language, but he might still be an awesome person. So it's up to you if you want to do that or not, honestly. But I like to do it anyways. I like to go up and speak to them and see how their vibe is. And from there on, bro, you just make your own decision, right? You make your own choice whether or not you like them or not. And here's a pro tip, bro. I know this is going to sound crazy, but you don't have to talk to them if you don't want to. This is insane, right? Pretty much, bro, growing up, I was always so scared to just leave conversations and leave, just not talk to people if I don't ended up liking them, because I thought that it would be rude. I thought that I was just honestly scared to do it. But honestly, guys, if you don't like the person, you don't have to keep talking to them. It's that simple, right? You don't have to. So pretty much what I just told you, you just need to repeat that same process over and over and over again until you've made some decent friends, until you actually met some decent people, right? That's all you need to do. And then you can you can get their Instagram or something like that. That's all you really need to do. But here's where a lot of people mess up. So pretty much, bro, a lot of people just end up making these friends. They may end up getting their Instagrams or whatever, and they just leave it at that. They don't really pursue these friendships much. They don't really, they don't do anything with them. But here's where this is such a big tip, right? This is such a important thing, bro. And it's to be the host of the party, right? You need to be the host of the party. You need to be the guy who's creating all these events, who's scheduling all these things with these people, who's doing all the stuff, who's creating the group chat, who's doing all this stuff. Because if you're the guy who's setting everything up for everyone, if you're the guy who's like always inviting everyone to do these awesome workouts, to go on a hike or whatever, right? To do the event, go out for dinner, you're obviously gonna instantly get respect from everyone. You're gonna instantly get everyone to like you better. You're not gonna be lonely anymore. You're gonna create these moments. You're gonna create these memories with everyone, and your status is just gonna be higher anyways because you're the host of the party. So that's that's such a big thing, right? If you genuinely want to stop being a lonely guy, if you want this genuine friend group, be the host of the party. There's no time to be indecisive, okay? Think of something to do, set it up, ask them to join. That's all. That's all you need to do, okay? And after this, bro, everything will fall into place just naturally. Everything will just fall into place naturally, right? You'll naturally just end up creating this friend group. It all just happens naturally. That's all I gotta say, okay? So that's all you need to hear. If my videos have changed your life and you want to take that one step further, the first link in the description below is my private community, where I do private courses, private group calls, where you can come up and ask me any questions you want at all. Basically, you just want my personal help with overcoming loneliness, getting better with girls, bro. The first link in the description below is my private community where I teach that exact topic of attracting girls, becoming better with girls. If you're a lonely young guy just trying to get better with girls, if you're in the position that I was before, you just want to overcome loneliness, you just hate the position that you're currently in, bro, because I know how fucking shitty it feels to be there, right? I know. But trust me, bro, it's so much better on the other side, right? So if you want to make that way quicker, bro, if you want my personal help with guiding you, check out that first link in the description below. It will change your life, alright? So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Don't forget to subscribe, and see ya.